Exactly a year from now, it will be time for the 2019 general elections. The electoral umpire may not look under pressure, but certainly are not unaware of the enormity of the task ahead. And so senior staff of the Electoral Commission are in Lagos on a workshop they tagged the 2019 election project implementation. The INEC chairman, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, clears the air on some of the controversies on the ground. First, he talks about alleged violations of the electoral process with report of underage voting in Kano LG elections.
I can also confirm that a soft copy of the register was made available to the state. The voter register in Kano State is the one used for the 2015 general election. That election conducted by INEC, no single incidence of underage voter was recorded. What therefore happened in the last local government election conducted by the State Electoral Commission? Was the voter register actually used or not? We wish to assure Nigerians that the matter will be fully investigated. A national commissioner from INEC will lead a team to Kano next week.
The commission also gave an update on the ongoing voter registration exercise. INEC says from July to December 2017, 3,978,682 citizens were registered afresh nationwide, while 135,127 unclaimed permanent voter cards were collected. For fresh registrants, gender distribution shows 58% male and 42% female. The data also shows that Rivers State recorded the highest number of new registrants, followed by Delta and Lagos states, while Kwara, Gombe and Ondo states record the lowest. A lot of Nigerians who have been following the debate over election sequence may like to know how INEC will handle the matter. Here is Professor Yakubu's take.
Our position at the moment is that the current timetable and schedule of activities released on 9th January 2018 is consistent with the powers of the Commission under existing laws. We will study any amendments to the existing legal framework and take appropriate action within the ambit of the law.
365 days may seem far away, but the realities and the challenges are real. Beyond the preparations of the umpire is a need for voters to also play their own part. Shonwa Kimaloe reporting for Channels Television News.
Welcome back. So we'll pick up from there. We've got Mr. Mike Guinea, who is now the resident electoral commissioner for Akwa Ibom State. Thank you for coming on this morning. And good to see you again.
It's my pleasure to be with you all this morning.
Yeah, so let's pick up from what the chairman said there, because in that speech of his, he said that for 2015, that no single case of underage voting arose at the time. But I'm not sure that's exactly the case, because I think if I remember properly, we had images. They were raised with the chairman of INEC at the time, and they said, okay, that they were going to investigate, look into it, but the public never got to know what transpired. But now it's come up again in Kano. Yes, we do know that they've said that they're going to make the findings public this time. So what's your impression of all of those cases about underage voting in that Kano elections?
Okay. Thank you very much. The first point of correction. The statement the chairman made was that after the 2015 elections, in Kano State, you can repeat it, a state constituency in Minjiba or so was conducted, spanning over several polling units in about 11 RA. After the 2015 elections, the sin, the obscene, unacceptable sin that we saw with the recent Kano election was not seen. That was what it referred to, and not the 2015. Because in 2015, prior to 2015, there were red flags that were raised about incidents of underage voting. And we recall.
And during 2015 as well.
That's before the 2015 election. That was before the 2015 election. Our former chairman, in one of the press interaction with Nigerian people, called on security agencies and warned parents that the law is very clear as to who is qualified under Section 12 of the Act
is it parents
to be registered. No,
I'm coming. No,
first and foremost, we'll come to that. On account of the report that came, and we are now going for elections, security agencies were drawn to it. Parents were also warned not to allow, you know that your child or children who are underage registered don't get to the polling unit. And security were given marching order to arrest any of such agents. That was before the 2015 election. What the chairman now said with respect to the recent exercise that took place in Kano was that after the 2015 election, you know, the new leadership just came on board. That in the state constituency election that was just conducted recently in Kano, there was no such event. That was what led, that was what led to other questions he asked. Was it the same soft copy of the register used in that state constituency election that was used in this last election?
Okay, now the impression that is going to create is such that no such case arose. Because if he's speaking, now you talked about prior to 2015 and after 2015.
Right.
What about during 2015 elections? You were the rec in Calabar at the time. You watched our reports where we highlighted some of those matters. So what about 2015? Because those cases were raised. So if he's saying after that, it looks as if they're jumping over that particular 2015 and the issues raised.
No, I want us to put it in context. But first and foremost, what he had demonstrated, the chairman himself and the commission, and you know that a system where some of us, where we operate and all that, we are committed to the public good. There's nothing that can be under the table, all right? Is that this last incident, you know, they came in on board recently, and that even when the last state constituency election was conducted in 2016, after the 2015 election, we didn't record that. That is not to say, he didn't say that the images that were captured and were true prior to 2015 and the 2015 elections, they are undeniable. In several parts. He didn't refer to that. But what is most profound?
Why do you think?
What is most profound?
Why didn't he refer to that?
Why didn't he refer? First and foremost, you know, he himself was not in office as at that time.
Yeah, but
you were not referring to, because if you have also presented that image, I am acknowledging that to you because I was part of the system as at that time.
Okay.
And I am acknowledging that to you here. But what is very important moving forward is the statement, the commitment he has made to the Nigerian people, that on this matter, all over the world, the credibility of any election is a reflection of the credibility of a voter register. That is the foundation of any credible election. He restated that very clearly. And that on the account of that obscene picture that we have seen, investigative committee was going to be set up immediately to comprehensively investigate that, involving the voter registry, the ICT department, the operation department. I am very sure very soon, this week or next week, is going to be announced. And more importantly,
is it really going to make the findings public?
Oh, fantastic. It will be made public. Don't forget that the process we are building is for Nigeria to take ownership. And that is why, from the strategic plan, strategic program of action, we call stakeholders for validation. As a matter of fact, the EPP, the election project plan, now to the level we are moving to implementation, we have also called the public to come and see, to make input, because election is one of the most comprehensive, all-involving activities involving all institutional states that any nation will embark on in peacetime. is a multi-stakeholders responsibility. And so, in addition to that, at the moment, we are conducting a CVR. The CVR is a multi-stakeholder responsibility. Under Section 10 of the Electoral Act, the INEC is expected, and indeed this is also the first time in the history of this country, that as a build-up on what the last commission did, the current commission has commenced the process of the CVR since on the 27th of April 2017 on a continuous basis.
May I just ask you something?
Before I round up on that point, because there's a very critical point I need to make here.